Happy Monday. I see there's 5 people in here. Let's see if my chat is working. Somebody comment so I can see if this chat is working. While we're waiting for everybody to get in somewhere. Here we go. Hi, BB. There we go. Hi, Suzanne. Yay, gotcha day. Today is not only a gotcha day for 3 piggies. Hey, Megan. Hey, Connor. But today is the 3rd anniversary of the abandoned pet shop rescue. So, look what I got for you. Look what I got. It's an apple. I can just hold it and you can just eat it. Hi, Jill. Andrea's here. Yes, so we'll hang out for like an hour. Yep, I'm wearing my new Pride shirt. Onyx is such a big chunk. Such a big chunky chunks. I was originally gonna put Molly. Check this out real quick. Let me. So I've got a tripod here instead of the old way where I had the phone just leaning against something. This right here, this is a Toffee Apple Studios bed. Let's zoom out even more if we can here. This is a Toffee Apple Studios bed. So Toffee Apple Studios, they're based in the UK, and they make really fun fleece hideys and beds and things. You can check them out on Instagram, is probably a good place. They also have a YouTube as well, so search on Google and connect through all of those various avenues. They sent this in hopes that I would use it during the lives because everyone's always squirming. So I am. And you may also notice if you missed the last live that horizontal doesn't work as well. The vertical allows us to see really close up of our piggies, and then also it doesn't cut my head off as much. So we're gonna rock the vertical. This is how the kids do it anyways. Hi, beautiful spring. Connor's asking how Onyx has been holding up. He's been good. You're sitting on this. Here. He's a good boy. He's like fooling everyone right now by being very calm. So this shirt, now, if you were to go into your t-shirt closet or t-shirt drawer or whatever and look at the labels of your t-shirts, I wouldn't be surprised if at least 1 or 2 of them were the brand Gildan, Gildan. And that is the brand of shirt that I've been using for a while, just because the quality is really good and they hold up. Lately, I've been using the soft style. They have a bunch of different types of shirts as far as thickness, as far as the cut. And this one is called the Gildan Soft Style Tee because the shirt is a little thinner and softer than their heavy cotton shirt. The heavy one I also really like, and it holds up very well, but it's pretty heavy. And this one has a softness and a stretch, and also there's a lot of options for, it's called heather. It's a heather material, so instead of being like a solid color, it's sort of, it looks kind of like it's stone washed if you're old school. Look at my crazy hair. I jumped in the shower real quick and now it's like being crazy. Um, where's your cookie? So this is called Heather Berry, this shirt color. Um, Suzanne says she has the last year's shirt. Okay, let me. Very great videos you create, which that does help understand the nature of guinea pigs. We send love. Thank you. Robbie's in the house. Hey, Robbie. Yeah, well, I wanted to step up my game. The last year's shirt was sort of the classic guinea pig sketch design that I had with like a little rainbow around it. This one was completely new design and completely hand-drawn sketch of some piggies. And then I found this ribbon and I appropriated it, and then I made this little sparkle. I wanted this shirt to be as fabulous as possible. BB's hanging out. So I wanted to mention something about Small Pet Select and the link that is in the description of my videos and on my website. It is meant for new customers, and there's a 15% off. If you go on Small Pet Select, they're always offering 10% off this, 10% off that, 20% off this. There always is a deal. And most of us, we buy our supplies regularly. Although I noticed that they had some things that, gosh, what was it? They had some things that I had not tried. Some treat. Gosh, I can't remember. Oh, it was a bag of Timothy Hay blossoms. So it's just the blossoms, which a lot of piggies, that's their favorite. But anyways, what I wanted to remind people is if you do shop at Small Pet Select, you can save by having something on a subscription. But if you go so often and just buy directly from them without a subscription, if you use my link, even after you've gotten the discount, I still get like a 5% commission on the sale. So that does help my rescue efforts. Will I design a guinea pig shirt for the World Cup in the USA next year? Well, that's interesting. I have not thought about that. I'm sort of not tapped into the soccer world. Sorry, guys, I am letting a lot of these go by. But if you remind me when we get closer, I certainly wouldn't mind putting something together. That'd be fun. Strawberry wine lover. Strawberry wine lover. We just made strawberry wine. I think we talked about that last time, and it turned out amazing. Plenty of really good recipes online for strawberry wine. Very simple. A packet of yeast, some sugar, some strawberries, and some filtered water. Hi, Robert. What Suzanne said that her shirt, she's washed it a bunch of times from last year, and it never faded. That's good. I think over time, if you wash any t-shirt like 100 times, the design will slowly start to come off, but that creates that cool vintage look, which I like. Yeah, so when I first posted this shirt, Onyx is just chilling. When I first posted the design for this shirt, and I don't want to take this whole chat into a weird place, but I do want to speak up and talk about it for a minute. There were some negative comments about why am I posting political things. Now, as a person in the US, or just as a person who's alive, I'm relatively engaged in politics, and I don't want my channel to be political or divisive. But from where I see, compassion, inclusion, decency, these are not political things. These are core values. So pardon me if I'm not engaging in the chat right now. If you guys do have a question, you can repost it. Another YouTube channel that I watch live streams a lot, they say if you want to post a question, put a question mark at the beginning of your question. That way it'll stand out. So that's one way to do it, and or just repost it a couple times. But there on Facebook, on Instagram, or maybe it was in the YouTube community post comments, there were some really despicable comments. And for people who are confused, my channel's mission is to help animals in need and those that care for them. If you go to my website, it's right there at the top. That's my mission. Anything that I do associated with this channel has to be aligned with and under the umbrella of that. That means guinea pig care information. That means fostering compassion for guinea pigs and all animals. Now, this is guinea pig centric, the channel, because of my experience volunteering at the guinea pig rescue, but I love all animals, and I've posted videos and shorts about animals that are out here in the desert, about other rescues that feature other animals. But when it comes to our guinea pigs and other animals, it's not just about them, it's about us. And the reason why pride is important to acknowledge is because you have a group, you have a section of our population that is currently and has historically been persecuted, scapegoated, misrepresented, and these are our family, our friends, our neighbors. And it cuts across country, politics, race, nationality, whatever lines that divide us. there are people, there are LGBTQIA people across all of those lines. And when you have groups, when you have people that are being hurt, you need to stand up for them. So, you know what, Michelle? Let's shift our wording. Instead of saying that they are part of that community, that they are part of our community. We are all part of this community. And there was someone in the comments that said something like, why did you get political? And maybe you can, like, why don't you do a shirt with XYZ other symbol on it next? That is the group that I associate with. And I responded, how Black Lives Matter, how Black Lives Matters, I said, how all lives matter of you. Meaning, when you have a group that's saying, when you have people who are continuously scapegoated and persecuted and misrepresented and othered, and they are saying, not only do we exist, we have a right to exist, we have a right to dignity, we are proud to be here, and they are trying to celebrate themselves and ask for support. Responding with, oh yeah, well, what about us, is ridiculous and insensitive, especially when the what about us is a group that is generally not threatened, not persecuted. So the same thing with Black Lives Matter. For people who don't understand why saying all lives matter is offensive, when someone is saying, I'm hurting, I'm suffering, I'm being persecuted, and then you say, well, so are a lot of people. That is tactless, inappropriate, insensitive, and hurtful. If you had a friend that was extremely depressed and they said in confidence to you, I'm thinking about harming myself, I don't want to live anymore, I feel suicidal, and your response is, a lot of people feel suicidal, you might as well give them a loaded gun. It's ridiculous. So anyways, I'll always show my support for Pride. I'll always show my support for any group that is being scapegoated, terrorized, othered. So that's that. And if that's a problem for you, it's time to do some soul searching and ask yourself, why? Why do I need to be the center of attention? Why does someone else being treated fairly threaten me? So that's that. Now let's celebrate these piggies. Look at this chunk. Yeah, I'm gonna bring out Molly in a little bit, but first Patches. I figured that if I put Molly in this bed, if I put the boys in after, they would go crazy smelling her. Look at this boy. He always looks guilty. He's so thick and chunky. And he got this fat. He got this fat just on eating hay and half a bowl of pellets. He gets like a bowl, he gets a full bowl of pellets every day and a half. Inevitably, he spills his pellet bowl thinking, I'm gonna. He weighs still surprisingly less than 1,500 grams, but just about 1,500 grams. Or maybe it's 1,550. I'll have to weigh him again. Oh, come here. Let's get like actual. The camera can be deceiving. Boy, you are heavy. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Morgan. We've got Felin Yi Linny, Tina. Hey, JB. Yes, BB. So let's remind people, let's put this on the celebration video for the record. Bonjour, Patricia. Let's put on the record, let's retell the story of the pet store, the abandoned pet shop. Enigma asks if I consider myself part of the LGBTQIAA. There's a second A. What is the second A? And what is the first A? Is it androgynous? Well, when you think about the definition of queer, some people consider that, at least my understanding of it is, queer would be not prescribing to gender norms. For example, what we used to call a tomboy, or someone who is butch, or maybe I'm wrong, but I think that queer doesn't have to do with sexual preference as much as it has to do with gender identification. So if traditionally pink and blue, pink is for girls and blue is for boys, that you could say that if you wear pink, you are queer, in that you are going outside. Now, I'm sure, I know it's deeper than that, but can anybody agree or disagree with me on that definition First A is asexual. Okay, interesting. So what I would like to say about being part of the community is I want everyone to be a part of our global community. So I think we're all a part of a community. Okay. Onyx, you got a greasy grease spot. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so if you guys remember, I rescued a loach from a rescue that I found through Pet Finder. Well, now I'm supposed to. Oh. Okay. I have moderators. Okay. So I discovered a rescue that was an hour away from me out here in the desert when they posted that they had a loach for adoption. And I drove an hour to pick up this fish because I had the same loach species. So I adopted this fish. I got to talking with the founders, the owners of this rescue, and we sort of built a connection. A few months later, they told me, or a certain amount of time, about a month or so later, they told me that they were selling the rescue. The rescue was changing hands. And which is kind of worrisome. And when they did so, that rescue became a pet store, which is in some ways extremely unethical. Pet stores have different motives and methods of operation than what a rescue would, beyond whether or not there's an adoption fee or the animals are for sale. It's just a completely different business model and mindset. But there was a father and son team who owned a shop in that shopping center, and they took over the rescue, turned it into a pet store. Volo is right over here behind me. So a few weeks after that, maybe a month or so even after that, I got a call from the original owners, and they said there's a situation going on at the pet shop, at the rescue, which was now a pet shop. And animal control was there because the father had been arrested on some kind of gun charge, was in jail, and the son stopped coming to feed the animals. And that the animals were going to be impounded. Now, I have a friend, Anne, that we've met before on this channel, who lives in the same town as this rescue turned pet shop. I called Anne and I asked if she could go over there and if there was any way she could try to save the guinea pigs and just be there to make sure that all the animals were taken care of. When she got there, the water in the fish tanks had evaporated out because the air conditioning had been off for days. No one had been fed. The water bottles were empty. and she was able to get permission from animal control to take all of the guinea pigs. Look at this foot. So she took all the guinea pigs, and Onyx was one, Patches was another, and Molly, she kept all the girls, but Molly had such bad breathing that I wanted to take her, build a nebulizer. Well, first we did antibiotics. We did all these different things, and I believe she may have had pneumonia, and she may also have some kind of, whether it was a birth defect or I don't know what, because every few days she will make these weird breathing noises which sound like they're happening in her nose, not in her lungs. And it's been 3 years now, and she still has noisy breathing sometimes. But she's safe and she's stable, and I don't think whatever those noises that she makes, I don't think she is in any discomfort like she was when she first came. So, but I didn't think she was well enough to be adopted, and I didn't know what was going on with her, so I just kept her and kept treating her. Yeah, it's crazy that it's been 3 years. Time really flies. It's also crazy how many other ridiculous rescue situations we've gone through since then, and also how many Anne has helped us in. She still has piggies at her house from the Las Vegas hoarding situation. She almost has as many guinea pigs as I do. You getting sick? You getting sick of it? Let me grab Patches, since we've been going now for 30 minutes. So let me put Onyx back. Let me grab Patches. BB, you gonna stay on my shoulder? Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Happy Gotcha Day, Onyx. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, and when it comes to Patches, we all decided what. Hey, AJ, you guys are the ones that chose Patches's name. Okay, jump. You good, BB? Patchy poops. Come on, Patchy. You want to talk about a pig that doesn't like to be picked up? That's Patches. Come on. All right. But maybe I can bribe you. Can I bribe you, Patchy? Oh, we dropped our cookie. Onyx, you didn't finish your cookie. Okay. Ugh. All right. We got Mr. Patchy Poo. Who do you smell? All right, let's. All right, what perfect framing. Oh, you guys can't see all of this black hair that Onyx left. Okay. I can't believe Harriet will be 3 in October. What happened to the cookie? You want it? Patches, you are a model. Oh, oh my gosh. Thank you, JB Jacobs. Thank you for the super chat. I'll use your screen name. And thank you for being a patron. So, oh yeah, by the way, everybody who has the green names highlighted are channel members. Have you guys noticed that for some of the videos, I've been releasing them early for channel members, whether it's an hour early or the night before, basically when everything's done. Oh, Jan, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And Jan has her BB emoji. I'll always try to support you the best I can. Just love you and your piggies and BB so much. Can't always chat, but I always want to. I love looking at those piggies. Maria's in the house. Emily's in the house. Well, thank you. BB, are you getting grumpy? My hair is like Beaker right now. I should have put a comb through it before I came on. Okay. So Patches, you going for the cookie? Patches still lives with Grape. And he chases him at least once a day. Grape is definitely one of those Buddha pigs. Grape is twice the size of Patches, but he's a very peaceful boy. Look at Patches' butt here. I had to trim this a few weeks ago. It's already growing back. He has this long mane. He's like an American in the front and a, I don't know, what is that? Silky Peruvian. Hello, P. Navarez. Hi, beautiful spring. So, if you speak BB, BB says, and he's waiting for me to say, and then a lot of times he'll shake his head. We are a flock, a two-person flock. And so that's our way of communicating. BB up. Focus. Focus on the BB. Go, BB, go. You like it? crazy. Come on back up. Okay. The vacation was good. It wasn't really a vacation. It was like a 1 day. It was an overnight camping trip to the Colorado River. It was like almost 110 degrees out there. By the time we got there and kind of settled, it was probably maybe about 108. So I went with Valerie, and we had to jump in the river, which was about 75 degrees. We had to jump in the river about you could be out of the river for about an hour, and then you had to get back in because you start to overheat. But we survived. We cooked some veggie burgers and some Beyond sausages. Where are you going, BB? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Cavi Mums loves. Hello. My Joey and I are watching. Happy Gotcha Day to your sweet piggies. Thank you for all you do, and for so many piggies enjoying your live this evening from Maryland. From Maryland. I spent a lot of time in Maryland growing up, being from the neighboring state of Virginia. Patchy, that's it? You don't want any more? Maybe you're getting antsy, huh? EV is from Finland. Wow, that's pretty cool. Patches. Let's give you your close-up, Patches. Oh yeah, Beyond makes sausages. They make really good, like bratwurst. They make a bunch of different kinds. They make some that are not necessarily supposed to imitate traditional meat sausages. They make some that they call like their garden variety, which are supposed to, I don't know. But we got the bratwurst ones. We put roasted peppers on them. Very good. There's Valerie. Hey, Southern California Guinea Pig Rescue. Yeah, what I did with the sausages is I cooked them on the propane stove to get them kind of firm because they come basically raw. And then I put them on the grill right at the end to get the grill marks. Oh, Patricia, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, Patches is like, he's got two different vibes. Oh my gosh, Patches, what is going on with your fur? Oh my goodness. Look at how messy you are under here. Look at how messy. That is what? That is carrot. And that is, what did we have last night? Cucumber juice. So yeah, again, this bed that everyone's sitting on, this is the Toffee Apple Studios bed, which we like. Very squishy. Becca's in the house. Hey, Becca. Is that you? Is that your tummy? So some scary news this morning, and this is such a good reason why you should give your piggies vitamin C or a little piece of carrot or something. Ilana is bonkers. No offense, Ilana. Elena, I mean, sorry. Gizmo this morning when I tried to feed him his carrot, he wasn't coming out of his house, and I noticed right away he was bloated. And then since I cleaned his cage yesterday late afternoon, I noticed that there wasn't any hardly any poops. There was a couple little misshapen poops, but not many. So he's on the mend, I hope. I gave him gas drops. I gave him his usual pain medicine. Well, he has an anti-inflammatory. He has a little bit of meloxicam for his arthritis. And I gave him some cisapride. So cisapride is a motility drug. It is meant to give for GI stasis. And at the beginning of the year, I asked my vet if she would approve of a prescription, and so I was able to get a bunch of capsules of cisapride. And the way the math works out is one capsule is supposed to be mixed with 1 milliliter of water, and then 0.15 milliliters is the dose. So I gave him the cisapride, and I gave him about 10 syringes of critical care. Then I picked him up a little bit later, a couple hours later, gave him more gas drops and a little more critical care. And he started pooping. He's been napping. Hopefully he will get his appetite back if he hasn't already. Thank you, Patricia. I'm really grateful for that support. So it is something to consider. I ordered this from one of these online pet pharmacies, but because GI stasis is so prevalent, you might consider asking your vet if they would agree with and approve a prescription for the cisapride capsules. And then you could keep it on hand. Now, I might have to give more information, which I don't have exactly, about what the concentration is per milliliter, because that is important, and these come in different concentrations. So before you go out and do that, if that is something that you wanted to do, you could always message me, and I could make sure that you're getting the same concentration. Short-term cisapride is relatively harmless. My vet said that you could give a bigger dose or more frequent doses when your piggy is having GI stasis. It's very important that their gut starts moving, and part of it is a motility drug, and the other part would be physically filling up their gut, replacing that gas with food. And the critical care, giving syringe feeding critical care, takes that gas, and when the food goes in, it's pushing the gas out. So I'm hoping that all these measures help Gizmo to get back to normal. I don't know how old Gizmo is. I rescued him 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, and he could have easily been 2 or 3. Definitely over 1 years old. So he's probably about 7. And in the last couple years, he has lost a fair amount of weight, which is then what prompted us to give him the meloxicam for arthritis, in hopes that he would just be feeling better. So Becca wants to know if I'm making more shirts in this type of fabric. So just so everyone's clear, these shirts are print on demand. I work with a print facilitating company where you can upload a shirt, and they will actually, the way it is now is they will choose the printer from a bunch of available printers from around the country and around the world. So if you order on the East Coast or in Europe, it should, in general, be printed at a place that is closer to you, which then reduces the shipping costs. It used to be that they all came from whichever printer I chose when I set up the shirt. And now they have the flexibility to do it with multiple printers that all have certain quality standards. So this is a heather material. I like this material in a variety of colors, so I always try to pick a heather option as one of the colors / materials. So when you order a shirt, you can get it in a number of different colors and different fabric types. If it doesn't say heather, then it's just the regular material. If it says heather, then it has this kind of texture on it, and they seem to be a little bit softer. Yep, all of my shirts are printed on demand. So it helps to know your t-shirt size. This color is berry. Pink berry, but it's just called berry. And the screen looks like a pretty accurate representation of it, because I'm sitting here in some pretty neutral sunlight. Berry. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about doing print on demand shirts, you can message me through the contact page of my website, and we can talk about it. But yeah, when I first started the channel, even before that, I was making t-shirts by hand to sell at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue fall festivals. It's extremely time consuming to make shirts by hand, but more than that, you never know what size or color people are going to want, and so you just have to spend a lot of money and buy a variety of sizes and a variety of colors, and inevitably you don't have the color or size that someone wants. Hi, Anne. Is this, oh boy, Patches is awake. Is this some other Anne, or is this by chance? I don't know if Anne, our Anne, is our rescue buddy Anne. I don't know if she is on YouTube all the time on her phone. I would guess not. But I did want to send her a message at some point. Yay, it is Anne. How did you figure? You must be watching on the computer or the smart TV? Well, Anne, look, this is Patchy. And so I wanted to also say happy Gotcha Day to all of your girls. So we have Reese's, and Snickers tablet. Anne's on the tablet. Are all of the piggies from that rescue still with us? Oh, and of course, well, there was the triplets that were from that rescue that horrifically got sent to Vegas and were part of the hoarding situation, and only 2 of them made it back. But they did make it back, and it is their Gotcha Day. Why are you so rumbly? Maria is saying that it's winter nearly. Yeah, it will be winter in about a week. And that's, you're in Argentina, right? My girls are with the split AC on warm temperature 24 hours a day. Can I put those pads where you put on the microwave and then under the fleece? Like a warming pad? Yes, I think you could use warming pads. I don't know how long they stay warm. If it's really a thing. Heating pads. The thing about fleece is it retains heat. So a fleece tunnel or a fleece house is going to keep them really warm. And guinea pigs run hot. So I think that you might not even need it. What you could do is get one of these little fish thermometers or some kind of analog thermometer and put it near in the corner under a fleece pad, under a fleece tunnel, and check and see what the temperature is. Because if it's warmer, are you on Celsius? If it's warmer than 65 degrees inside there, that's Fahrenheit, then I would guess it probably keeps them warm enough without needing to do anything extra special. But it also depends on how cold you're keeping that room. I mean, really, ideally, 65 to 75 is fine. But even a room that was 50 degrees, if you had wooden houses and some fleece tunnels and a fleece hidey house, I think piggies would stay warm enough. But we want to spoil our pigs. We want them to be comfortable, not just not just survive. So, okay, I guess we were confused. I asked if it was Anne. I meant, is it the Anne from... Sorry to hear that you're not feeling well. So, yes, I need to message our rescue buddy Anne and wish her girls a happy Gotcha Day as well. Okay, Patches, you were very good. I'm going to let you go now. Look at this giant head. Look at my giant head. I look like an evil genius scientist. Okay, I'm sorry, Anne. I just posted a video with the guinea pig bridge that showed Nate and Gary and Billy and I really miss them. I miss all my boys. But man, I'm really glad that I have all my videos that I can go back to and watch them and remember them and see them happy. Well, Anne, there is a herbal supplement called Shillintong, Shilintong, and it's supposed to help with kidney stones and bladder stones. A lot of people have been using it for guinea pigs, but it is meant for people. So you might check that out and see. I wouldn't want to necessarily take anything that may or may not interfere with your surgery, but you could certainly show it to them, to your medical team, to your doctor, and ask what they think. Okay, and then if you do try it, let us know. Okay, Patchy Poops. Okay. Let's take a look at these guys real quick while we put Patches back. And we're gonna go grab Molly. Let's go grab Molly. Phoebe, you gonna come with me? Okay. All right. Let's turn this back around. Look who it is. So when I was out there, I walked past my little medicine area and I took a look at the Cisapride. The Cisapride tablet is 5 milligrams. So the concentration when you mix it with water is 5 milligrams per milliliter, and then you would just use 0.12 milliliters. That's like this much in a regular syringe, like very small amount. And that would be 1 serving. So I want to say thank you to Suzanne for the super chat. Yeah, you know, Molly, happy Gotcha Day, Molly. She's so pretty. I noticed that her nails might be a little long, so I got my green bells out and some styptic powder because she has black nails. So let's just take a closer look. These back nails are not black. Okay, got my glasses on. Somebody mentioned in the comments, I think it was this morning, maybe it was the other day, of a video. And they said, oh yeah, it was this morning. And they said that they're afraid to clip their guinea pig's nails. Well, you can't just leave them unclipped. You either have to find someone that you feel comfortable that can do it, or just step up and do it. And I said, I have a video called Bad Nail Clipping. You can't bribe me. I have a video called Bad Nail Clipping in the taming section of my care guide because I want to show that doing something badly but effectively is way better than not doing it at all. You want to be as careful and cautious and go as slow as you need to, and not hurt them. But if you cut the quick a little short, it doesn't necessarily hurt them badly, and you just put the styptic powder on. Styptic powder. Molly has had respiratory problems, right? Yes, she did, and I'm not sure how much of it is actually in her nose versus in her lungs. I think I may need to get my prescription reevaluated, or maybe I'm just like close up is not great. I can still get a little bit more out of this one. We're going to go very slow. There. If you let their nails get too long, they can get arthritis. That's interesting. I would wonder what mechanism allows that to happen. Molly, you're making this very tough. Yes, BB. Okay, how did we do? Does styptic powder burn to them? No. In fact, there are two kinds of styptic powder. There's regular, which just stops bleeding, and then there's another one that has a pain-relieving element in it, if I'm not mistaken. But I wouldn't think that it would have any pain or burning to them. I think Molly is probably about 3.5. I don't think she was quite full grown when she came. So when it comes to the black nails, I try to be more conservative, which means that they get a little bit longer. but that's okay if we cut a little too short. We just put the styptic powder on. Okay, we're almost done. Hold on, just 2 more. Two more, and then I can spoil you with a cookie. You want a cookie now? You want a bite from a cookie? We got the apple today. Oh, those are good. These almost have an oatmeal cookie vibe. Yeah, see? Here, can you hold it yourself? Will I do these last 2? Come on. One. And this one isn't even, this one's just like a little point. Okay. Done. That wasn't so bad. BB. Okay, let's lower this camera down. Let's tilt this a little forward. Molly, don't hide. Here, come here. Where's the cookie? Here we go. So pretty. Why are piggy tummies so cute? She's like, hey. Every part is cute. A styptic pencil. A styptic pencil. So like if you get a cut, you just mark with the pencil? Interesting. I did not know that existed. What, Maria? Why is Maria a coward? Look at these flaps. Look at these ear flaps. Molly's so pretty. If you've got a case of the Mondays, you just need some lasagna. The only girls I have are Molly and Allie. The thought crossed my mind, and I don't think I'd ever do this, but black nails, is that why you're a coward, Maria? If Toby sits right next to the girls, he's got his own massive 4x2 cage with a loft all to himself, and he has failed so many boy bondings. And I thought, man, if I got him neutered, then he could go with them. And he's only like 2 years old, and he's really healthy and strong. The surgery probably wouldn't be a big deal. But I've never had any of my piggies neutered, and I would certainly be nervous, and it would be expensive. But I've wanted to get him in here to be with the other boys. Instead, he's next to a bunch of girls, and I know that's probably frustrating for him. It's like if I could snap my fingers and he was neutered and everything was okay, then I'd put him with the girls and I'd expand their cage to like a 2x5 with a loft. But it certainly is a big risk. So I don't know, but the thought crossed my mind. So just these two girls. Molly, you like it, huh? It's funny. Most of my piggies love these cookies. Some piggies, at some point, they are not in the mood for the cookies. If it's veggie time and you try to pass off the cookies, they get pretty annoyed. But most of my piggies, they love these. And these are great. You can put a little bit of filtered water on them and they get soft. And then for piggies with tooth issues, or it really brings out the flavor. BB does have a shirt and a mug in my shop. I'll make sure that they're still active. There's a BB shirt that says "Rock Out with Your Cockatiel," and then there's a mug where he's spreading his wings. So check that out. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, the only reason why I would get Toby neutered is so that he could be with Molly and Allie. But it is a risk, because there is still a chance that they wouldn't all get along. Does BB stand for anything? Hi, Molly. Well, it's weird because BB's name was Tweety, and which is a very original name. But when I rescued him, his name was Tweety, and I was singing Rockin' Robin to him, but I was singing it like baby talk, and Tweety sort of. It's hard to explain, but I was like, "Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, tweebity beep, Rockin' Robin, beep, beep, beebly beep," and so I started calling him like Tweeby, and it just evolved. I don't know how it evolved, but it did. And if they were right, they said BB was 7 in 2011, then what is he? That was 14 years ago, so he's 21. So if you can hear her, she's starting to do that wheezy thing a little bit. What'd you do with your cookie? Here. But I do love BB King, and Albert King, his brother, even more so. There's some really cool video of Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan playing guitar. I think it's like Austin City Limits. I don't know. Yeah, gotta love the blues. Austin City Limits probably was a public television thing. Here, finish this. Not my finger. Yeah, so she's making this. And that sound is not in her lungs. It's like in her nose. Here. You sick of it? You want to go home? Well, we'll stay for a few more minutes. We already went over by 20 minutes. I thought we were just going to do an hour, but yes, she has a certain thing about her. You getting sick of me? You getting sick of me? I'm sorry. I can't help but tickle her. Now you're licking me. Phoebe, you want to look at Molly up close? He's like, you remember I can't see very well. But Molly can see you. Molly, look, who's that? Molly, who's that? Phoebe, is that your girl? Is that your girl? Phoebe, up. Yay! Wanna come up there? Up. Nope. Up here? Okay. Yeah. That would be amazing to have a BB plushie. The only thing is, it's probably really expensive. You probably have to get hundreds made, and then I have to have hundreds or thousands of plushies in a box in my little house, and then I would have to mail them off one at a time. And that reminds me, I have 2 hay racks to go out. So hay racks are 25% off right now. Yeah. You know what, though? I'm sure if you Googled cockatiel plushie, you could probably find one that looks just like him already. And you could just pretend it's BB. Oh man. So during this live stream we had some fleece in the dryer. So we weren't completely slacking off. And so it is 6:30 right now. The sun is pretty high up still here in California. Yes, that's true, Sarah. If I sold the plushies, then the proceeds would go to me. However, I don't know of any way to have plush on demand, aside from the hay racks and my books, which I personalize. Everything is print on demand in my shop, which means you get a higher quality than something that I could make myself. And I don't have to, I'm spending a lot of time cleaning cages, taking care of piggies, making videos, answering emails, volunteering at the rescue, doing all the things. And to spend a lot of time in the shop defeats the purpose. So but I, like with the hay racks, I had to buy 100 hay racks at a time from my friend Tim, who makes them. And so I like have to put that money on a credit card. And then I've got 2 huge boxes of hay racks sitting in the kitchen. But I love the hay racks. Seeing people with the hay racks on social media and really creating something that fulfilled a functional need for me. The snack shacks were out of business. You can't get snack shacks anymore, so good night, JB. So I made the hay racks to replace the snack shacks. But the shop is just one way to help earn money for my rescue efforts. But the shop has to be easy to manage. Yes, Sarah, so that's it. The big complaints with the snack shack were that they were made with materials that were questionable that people would eat. But I liked the functionality of them, the way you could stuff the hay in. So my hay rack gives you the functionality of the snack shack, but with safe materials. It's a maple and poplar plywood that's been pressed together with food grade soy-based adhesive, and there's something about the nature of the wood that piggies don't want to chew on because it's hard. It's not like a soft pine, which is chewy, that they enjoy. So you're licking me. Why are you licking me? The hay racks, they give you that snack shack functionality, but they don't have the questionable materials. And they're 100% made in the USA, sourced in the USA, designed by me and Tim from Guinea Pig Tanks, and they are made in Tim's shop. And no, I just took a shower. Well, maybe I'm a little salty. So I have probably 60 or 70 hay racks left from this batch. So hopefully there won't be price increases with the materials. Molly's about 3, probably. A little bit, she's probably 3.5. Did you just poop on me? Oh, you did. You pooped. Hi, Historias. Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, if you get this shirt now, you'll still get it probably before the end of June, almost certainly. Takes about a week for them to arrive. Molly. Uh-oh. Michelle, they held your comment for review. Any comment that has to do with P is questioned. It says another moderator handled it. Yeah, I like this shirt. I think I'll be wearing this shirt all year round. YouTube doesn't like talks about butts. No butts. No coconuts. Look at these pants. Molly has a... She's so fluffy and funny. But she's making her wheezing noise right now. Molly, it's okay. She was fine when she came out. Let's see if... Normally I sprinkle this herbs on something. Ooh, gosh, that smells so good. Here, try it. Give it a sniff. No? There you go. Yum, 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 yum. This one is amazing. If you put this in your bath water, you would be fancy. Molly, you could put this in a tea bag. Sherry's here. Hi, Sherry. What does Allie look like? She looks like this. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, for the additional super chat. One last donation in dedication to my piggy Butters, who crossed the Rainbow Bridge on Memorial Day. Oh, she lived her best life. Thanks to all your advice. Well, you're welcome, and thank you. I hope that if you're feeling sadness about Butters and there's still heartache, that soon there's nothing but fond memories. Yeah, I would say Allie is an Abby. Sometimes she sort of maybe has Peruvian vibes. Like the way she sometimes sort of almost has bangs. Or like a crest right here. She's an Abyssinian mutt. BB, we got to get our minds right for the workout. We got to do a workout. And then we're going to have some tacos tonight, BB. What do you say? I'm hungry. Little adventures. We love little adventures. We do. Now, when I look at the other guinea pig channels, like Squeak Dreams, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Squeak Dreams and Little Adventures. There's a lot of these channels that have really cool enclosures, really nice, clean, big spaces. And then I look at my setup and I'm like, oh, it's kind of like janky. But it's because there's all of these boys in here. So instead of having one massive wide open cage space, I have a bunch of different side-by-side boy enclosures. Now, I think I have half of my boys are in bonded pairs and the other half are singles. And so that's just the way it is. I appreciate that. The setup has evolved over time, but man, if I had all girls and maybe a neutered boy, well, I think that some of the other guinea pig channels out there, they just show they have really clean, nice setups, which translates to really nice, inspiring footage. And of course, with the Cagetopia partnership, hopefully we will get to spotlight some really cool setups. But still, individual cages looks a certain way, and it is what it is. Thank you, Sherry, for the super chat. She says, "Thank you, Scotty, for saving my piggies and all the piggies you saved. My skinny piggies are magical. Happy Gotcha Day. Love your setup too." Thank you. Maria copied her girls from Sarah's from Squeak Dreams. Are there any guinea pig channels I don't like? Are there any channels that I don't like? I was going to do the goofy, snarky answer and throw somebody under the bus. No, I'm inspired by all of them. I think it's important to be original and do what you do best. My channel is about guinea pig care because I have so much experience with the rescue. And so that is the angle. Okay, we got a question that I want to answer or address. Hello, Scott, and pardon me for not being able to pronounce or even read your screen name, your YouTube handle. I apologize for my monoglot ignorance. Hello, Scott. I'm trying to bond my solo male 3 years with this 4-month-old male. Younger one doesn't allow him to hump, and now the younger has a nip under his nose. Is this a fail? The general basic answer is, if blood is being drawn, it's a fail. However, how did it occur? Was it like a violent rolling around, biting each other? Were they just facing off and it was kind of like a nip? At the rescue, we have so many pigs to choose from when we are doing play dates that if they're tooth chattering and being awkward and they lunge at each other and there is a bite, if blood is drawn, usually at the rescue, because it's somebody's pig that's coming in, I mean, in general, we want to stop it before blood is drawn. But after, it seems to be inevitable. You know what I mean? Sometimes rambunctious pigs will be chasing each other, and then they can overcome it and build trust. But when there is tooth chattering, really awkward body language, lunging, it's very unlikely that they will bond. So if this was a violent exchange and there's continued tooth chattering and aggressive and submissive, apprehensive body language, it may not be possible to bond them. I realize not everybody is spoiled enough to be able to go to the LA Guinea Pig Rescue or a place like that and do a no commitment play date. And also, in general, 4 months old is a pretty tough time to bond a piggy because they are generally already in their hormonal phase. So Hyunju, it's Korean. I visited Seoul about 10 years ago, and it was awesome. Sarah asks, when should the coroplast be replaced? When it's gross? When it looks horrible in pictures? If it's still functional and you don't care, then that's fine. Putting those coroplast edgers, those binder edges on, can really save them and make them last longer. So that's what I would say. When should the coroplast be replaced? When you realize that I have a discount code to Cagetopia and that they have custom printed colors that look really sweet. Cagetopia, by the way, is a lot cheaper than plenty of other. If you Google guinea pig cages and you look at some of the companies, Cagetopia is a lot cheaper. They used to be Guinea Pig Cages store, and they used to be Cavi Spirit, which is a message board. That's all part of the same company. The Guinea Pig Cages company was part of them and broke off. Hey, Allison. Now you're nibbling me. What's my discount code? There is no discount code. You just have to use the link. And the link is on my website. When you use the link, the website, it takes you to my landing page, and everything in that shopping session is credited. I believe there's a 5% discount for you, and I get credit for the session. Now, I've been assured that if there's some other promotion, like say they're having a sale that's more than that, you can get that sale. I don't know if it's instead or in addition, but if they have if they have a sale, you can get the sale of whatever it is instead of just my 5% discount. But if you think about, like I was saying, they're more affordable than many of these other companies. So if they're like, there are cages that they're selling for over $100 that Cagetopia is selling for like $80 or less. So an expensive $100 cage with a 20% discount is $80, and Cagetopia are selling those same cages for cheaper, except they're not the same. They are using higher quality components. Their grids are thicker, their connectors are stronger. Even though I don't use the connectors, I like to zip tie everything together. Their coroplast is thicker. So yeah, and if you can get on some kind of like a Black Friday sale, then yeah, you can save a lot. But Black Friday was 6 months ago. Yeah, I reached out to them in hopes that we could collaborate, and it's just been a long time because they had a lot going on. BB has his own cage set up. Let's look over here. This is BB's cage. It's a little, it's not a small cage. And then the second level is where he hangs out during the day. So he only goes into his cage at night, and the rest of the time he's on a perch, or he's with me, or he's in the kitchen. He has perch setups in different spots in the house, and right here is where he eats and where he hangs out during the day. And as you can see, look, right now it is 69 degrees in here and 41% humidity. So it's actually a little chilly in here. So Hyunju, thank you for the super chat as well. Yeah, the haircut is actually really funny right now because I just but it's hot, so I like to trim it up in the summer if I can. Yep, BB's got his own spot. He has had that whole setup in 3 different locations across Southern California. But now we've been here pretty much the longest out here in the desert. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. The sun is now dropped. What happened? What happened? Did BB scare you? Listen to that stuffy rumble. BB is the only bird I've ever had. He's the only bird I'll ever have. I love you, BB. Hi, Virginia. Thank you for giving them a good life. She says, I've been watching you for 6 years nearly. You've taught me everything. My little kings have a cushy life. That makes me very happy. Ooh, look at those wings. Molly. Yeah, that sun is sinking fast. So it's almost 7. So yeah, so the sun's going to set within the hour. So, oh, by the way, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, one of these days coming up is Bison's 1-year Gotcha Day anniversary. Or maybe it's his birthday. I don't know exactly when his birthday is because I think I adopted him at about 3 to 4 weeks. Weed Whacker is the only goose that Saskia has. She has chickens. Michelle, yes, you have achieved the BB emoji. So I'm grateful for that. That is a top tier. I gotta go in there and see if they allow me to make more emojis at this point. BB, we got to get our mind right. We got to work out. Molly, don't be upset. Shh. Molly. There is a shadow right here. Oh, because there's a blind and the sun is setting right between them. Oh, Suzanne, thank you. Dun, da, da. Suzanne became a channel member. Can you visit the rescue and meet Saskia and give donations even if you're not going to adopt? On Saturday, you can sign up for a health check. So yes, you can. You know, I would hate for people to be disappointed. The Saturday health check area happens, everybody parks in the horse arena, and then there is a tent where they do health checks. To come all the way to visit Saskia and hang out in a dirt parking lot, they don't really do tours of the place. It's her house. The main rescue room is her garage. Well, thank you, Suzanne, for both the patronage and the membership. But yes, there used to be meet and greet appointments. I don't know if they still have that. Do we think skinny pigs and furry pigs have different personalities? I think skinny pigs sometimes may be a little bit shyer because they don't have this furry protection. But I think individual personalities are more determinant than whether they are hairless or not. Oh, Molly. You're going to go back soon. We'll put you back soon. Here, you want one more cookie? You want one more cookie? Curtis is here. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Liz loves cookie. I recently got a guinea pig, and watching guinea pig videos helped me very much. That's great, Liz. Check out my worldwide rescue page and see if there's a rescue near you. They can give you lots of advice, often discounted supplies, and they can help you find a friend for your piggy. I really hope that you can do that. Curtis is hanging with all the senior dogs. Yeah, Curtis does really great fostering, and it's very inspiring to see his compassion and the difference he's making in these He just loves the seniors. It was the same thing with the piggies. Uh-oh, we just froze for a second. Brittany says, "Hey Scotty, finally catching your live. I have 2 piggies and 1 bun." Oh. 2 piggies and 1 bun sounds like a reverse guinea pig sandwich. Here, let's get you back in this bed so that you don't pee on me. Okay. How's that? Molly. Actually, if we go like this and put it down, then Molly's not hidden by the chat. BB. The only thing about this bed is that you need to tilt it forward because they like hiding behind it. Molly, here. They like getting under and hiding. You don't want this cookie? Whew, it is getting cold in here. Because as the sun sets, it's cooling down outside. It was like 106 today at my house. Maybe even hotter. Where is this bed available? Good question, Manda. This bed is from Toffee Apple Studios. Now, they are located in the UK. So if you're over here, the shipping may be prohibitive. Or what did I say? Apple Toffee? Toffee Apple Studios. They have a bunch of really nice beds and houses, and they are really well put together. And let them know that you saw it on my live. Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully the shipping is not going to be too crazy. Well, guys, we went an hour over, as I always tend to do. But we got to wrap this thing up because I've got to get my clothes out of the dryer. I still have, this workout isn't going to work itself out. We're doing a mobility dynamics workout later, right, BB? And then you're going to hop on the treadmill with me. I'm not sure exactly how we'll celebrate bisons. Maybe we'll go live, or maybe I'll have some kind of a celebration video. Yes, if you're going to get something from Toffee Apple Studio, get it now. They are going to do a rebranding, they told me, which means they might be changing the name. They might be, I'm not sure. Yeah, Michelle got some from them. It's 10 p.m. Sarah's on the East Coast. East Coast! Worldwide! I don't know what that means. If you haven't watched my video about a big mistake that keeps your guinea pigs afraid of you, check that video out. Um, I'm sure Saskia would love to meet you, but definitely some advice that I can say is don't meet your heroes. Ackworth, Georgia, SDDS. I went to school in Georgia, in Savannah. Yeah, 4 a.m. That's dedication. 4 a.m. in France. Yeah, I knew that when I did this live stream, it would be pretty prohibitive for Europe. Yes, John from Toffee Apple Studios. Why would you say not to meet your heroes? Because they are real people, and oftentimes it's disappointing. And there is a strangeness when you have connected and bonded with somebody and you think you know them so well, and yet they are just meeting you for the first time. It can be awkward. But it's also a truism that people say. If you Google "don't meet your heroes," I'm sure there's a million things about that. Jacqueline is here. Yep, we're staying cool. A little too cool right now in this room. There's always horror stories online about people meeting so and so, and they were having a bad day, and you know, and by no means am I in any way famous or a hero, but people do, when they come to the rescue, sometimes people are like, "Oh, I watch your YouTube," and sometimes people are very, very nice, and people have said, "Oh, it's like meeting a celebrity," and I understand that. When I was shopping for an electric bike, there was a guy who has an electric bike review YouTube channel, and I must have watched 100 videos before I got my bike, and I bought my bike at there was an event that a store was having where they were showing new models of bikes, and a lot of the owners were of the bike companies were there, and it was a whole big event, and I was sort of starstruck meeting this electric bike reviewer, and I was like, "Oh wow, it's so cool," and they're like, "Okay," and it's like, I think I know them and they don't know me. It can be awkward. Yes, I admire Saskia very much. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded from living in Hollywood. um, but yeah, it can be awkward. Well, you know, BB's out. Where are you going? Come back up. Yeah, I don't know. Um, it's a interesting, weird point of view or topic. Maria's jaded working with musicians. Yeah, but I could probably name a bunch of rock stars that you would fangirl over. Me too. Okay, she's getting super restless. Ooh, yeah, my nose is actually cold from it's like 68 degrees in here now. I'm a celebrity in a niche within a niche within a niche. Yeah, very funny. Well, if you met Chester Bennington, oh, maybe you did before he died, but I would be frightened. Yeah, you're listing all dead people, Maria. Zach Attack. Well, I can't say I'll enjoy my workout, but I will get through it. No, there are parts of it that are very nice. Sarah doesn't know who Chester Bennington is because Sarah is a young lady. Okay, here we go. We've got Norame. Norame. Can you give me like a good thing that I need to know before I get a guinea pig? Yeah, I can give you several. First is guinea pigs shouldn't live alone. You should get a pair or a trio of girls, a pair of boys. But if you want to know everything that I learned volunteering at the Los Angeles Guinea Pig Rescue for over 10 years, if you want to basically have a virtual adoption appointment, everything that I share, everything that I talk about when someone comes to the rescue to adopt guinea pigs is part of my free guinea pig care guide on my website. So if you go to scottysanimals.com, there's a white star and a blue circle. It says new to guinea pigs care guide, and read through that, and there's a lot of videos embedded in those pages. The first thing is watch the video that says 10 steps before you adopt guinea pigs. And then there's another video that is what to expect after you adopt guinea pigs. But guinea pigs need a big space, a minimum of 10 square feet. They can't live alone. They are prey animals. There's a lot to understand about guinea pigs. So, Sarah's 22. All right, guys. No more threats. What do you think about 3-year rumble strutting all day with his last cage mate and 3-year-old boy? Mystery unknown yet bonding. Well, the longer they stay together without actually drawing blood, then the more likely they're technically bonded. You want to make sure that you have at least 10 square feet of space for that pair, that they always have fresh hay, clean water, a bowl of pellets, that they aren't feeling cornered. A big thing is work with a rescue. Don't shop, adopt. If you work with a rescue, they are going to get the right pair for you. They're going to be there to support you after the fact. Oh, now she wants to eat the cookie. So, what was it that allowed the oldest guinea pig in the Guinness Book of World Records to live such a long age? Well, good genetics, probably played a part of it, so they were just in luck, but that the owner, whoever's guinea pig it was, knew about common illnesses, understood the signs and symptoms, and was able to catch those illnesses early, because there's no guinea pig that's not going to be sick from time to time. So they may have gotten a respiratory infection at 1 year old and were able to treat it, and it never caused any long-term impacts. What would Scotty do? Scotty would make a plan and follow through. V-Berry asks, is there a guinea pig adoption in North Carolina? Check my worldwide rescue page to see if there is. There are rescues in Virginia, and there may be a rescue that, and also look at Pet Finder, petfinder.com, or Guinea Pig Finder. Now, if you can get a bonded pair that are already bonded from a shelter, that's great. Shelters don't often have minimum requirements. They often don't know much. You may accidentally adopt a pregnant guinea pig. They may be sick. Still definitely worth adopting from a shelter if that's your only option. So if you guys have any specific questions for me, reach out through the contact page on my website. You can also post comments in any of my videos, but to message me directly through the contact page on my website, I'm checking it a couple times a day. So please do that. All right, I'm going to end it here. On behalf of BB and Molly and Patches and Onyx and all the piggies here, thank you guys so much for your support. Hit that like button. I'm sure all of you are subscribers, but if not, hit that subscribe. We'll have a new video coming out soon. Right? All right, BB, it's time to get to work. Norme asks if I know how to make guinea pigs like me. That is one of the topics of my video from today, and also topics in my entire taming playlist. So like I said, please check out all the resources on my website, especially my free guinea pig care guide. Go through, skim through the playlists. I have a whole taming playlist. Skim through some of those videos. And if you have any specific questions, reach out through the contact page on my website and I'll get back to you. I can give you a specific answer, or I can also point you to a video about that topic. And you can always search Scotty's Animals and ask your question, and maybe there's already been a video. Yeah, at this rate, it's going to be about 10 years until I hit that 100,000, but let's keep trying. All right. Until next time, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Yes.